Hello everyone. This is Pankaj Chauhan and PhD scholar from IIT ISM Dhanbad. Today we have two guests. One is Madhu ma'am and another one is Mr. Chetan. Actually, we will discuss about Mr. Chetan's journey. Okay, he's doing his PhD from IISc Bangalore and also he's a PMR pendant. And about Madhu ma'am, she is an assistant professor in an engineering college. So first, I welcome for both of you here in this platform.
Hi Pankaj.
Hi Pankaj. Thank you for inviting us.
Hi Chetan.
Hi.
So, how are you today?
Yeah, we are
Yeah.
good. How are you, Pankaj?
I'm also good. Actually, मैं अपने viewers को बता दूं थोड़ा सा. Just I want to tell that today we'll start something new because Mr. Chetan actually got some inspiration from Madhu ma'am actually. So I got an idea that if she will be there with me, that she will ask question from Mr. Chetan, so that it will be great. It will be a great discussion. So we'll try something new. So I want to ask some introduction from Madhu ma'am. Please ma'am, अपने बारे में बताइए.
Hello everyone. I'm Madhu Shruti. I did my MTech from IIST Shibpur in mechanical engineering, and right now I'm working as an assistant professor in engineering college in Andhra Pradesh.
Okay. Actually, मैं थोड़ा she is also assistant professor, and actually मैं थोड़ा briefly बता दूं. Actually, she is a senior of me also and senior of Chetan, Mr. Chetan also. So I will hand over the things to Madhu ma'am. So yes, ma'am, ask the questions to Mr. Chetan, please.
Hi Chetan.
Hi.
Okay, Chetan, can you give us a brief introduction about yourself?
Yeah. Hi all. So this is Chetan. Basically, I belong to Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh, and I have done my bachelor's from Ambedkar College of Engineering, Visakhapatnam, and then I took 1 year of coaching at IIS Hyderabad for GATE, and then through that I got I have done masters from Indian Institute of Engineering, Science and Technology, Shibpur, in thermal engineering specialization. And at present, I am a PMR research scholar at Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore.
Okay, so I want to congratulate you for all the achievements. Like you have a PhD from an institute which is very famous in our India. I think we can say that it is a top institute, IISc Bangalore, Indian Institute of Science, and he also a PMR candidate. So we will talk about his journey. IIT, he gave 4 IIT interviews and he selected in all the 4, and about IIT's interview experience of him and about PMRF. Everything we will talk one by one. So first we will start with his journey. So Madhu ma'am will ask the question about his journey, why what difficulty he faced in between, how he changed his strategy in between, how the things happen in between in his career. Okay. So yes, Madhu ma'am, please ask the questions to him.
Okay, Pankaj. Chetan, first, why mechanical engineering? What made you choose mechanical engineering?
To be frank, I doesn't have any particular opinion about mechanical. When I have completed my +2 or the intermediate, but actually I used to have interest towards sensors. So I have targeted either for electronics and communication or mechanical. So I got into mechanical in that way.
So your choice was like you want to go in IESc also, right?
My fascination was towards ISRO. I have dreamt of becoming a scientist at ISRO.
So it was your passion at the time of your +2. At the time of your +2, your passion was to become a scientist, right?
Yeah, from childhood onwards, I was thinking of the physical understanding of the things, and I wanted to research or scientist kind of thing.
So my question is, from where you got inspiration to become a scientist or to go in engineering field? From where you got some inspiration like that?
As every child gets motivated through any TV channel like that. So earlier I used to ISRO. ISRO is one of the body which is doing marvelously well in this space technology. So at those years, I passed out my 10th standard of SSC in 2010. So at that time, I used to the things of ISRO are astronomical science and all those things. They have for any general child, I also got attracted towards that, and I wanted to understand things and like that.
Okay. 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 So Madhu ma'am, ask the questions. Yes, please.
Okay, Chetan, like during your BTech, you've done your BTech in Andhra Pradesh. So, like, what were the difficulties you faced during your engineering?
So, like my life, if I want to divide, so I will divide it as like till first year of engineering, and then let after part of that. Because earlier, like before first year of engineering, so I was a candidate who like my writing is too worse actually. So there were every time my teachers used to comment that like your writing is too horrible that we can't go through it properly. Yeah, and also my presentation. But see, like in the first year of engineering, so like even though I'm keeping the good efforts and I'm trying to keep as better writing as possible, but still I couldn't score good marks from all throughout the schooling as well as through in the first year of my BTech also.
Okay.
So like it was, I want to share one incident at this point because it would be useful for those guys who have some inbuilt or inbuilt disabilities or like anything which they can't overcome. So like for example here what happened in my life is that was during 2013, like when Telangana was going to form. So at that time there was engineering physics exam.
Yeah.
So that engineering physics exam has been postponed by almost 2-3 months. And after 3 months, I have worked hard like anything, and in exam also, I presented in a good manner with all the figures and everything. But thing is, for 70 they have given only like 35.
Okay.
So till then, like because like in intermediate or schooling, always I'm facing failures with marks and other things. So that was the ultimate point where like I fixed my mind that I won't get marks anymore.
Yeah.
How hard I try, I'm not going to score better marks. So then I made up my mind that let's focus on knowledge, let's understand things, and like that. So that is the key decision of my life, which has made me sit here today.
Yeah, like it's a very great point you said that some parents as well with students also that they focus on marks only. They only want their students have only their children have only marks. Like 90% doesn't mean that your student is so brilliant, and 60% doesn't mean that your student is so poor. So that's the thing. He told that he start focusing on the knowledge concept. Okay, so that's a very breakthrough point. Like as he's told that there's a key point from where he got some knowledge actually. So before going forward, I just want to ask one question from Madhu ma'am also. That ma'am, you also from mechanical engineering background, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So why you choose mechanical?
Okay. Why mechanical? Because you know, during our intermediate, we'll have physics, right?
Right.
So in my physics, among all the chapters, I was always attracted or interested in laws of motion or friction, all such kind of topics. So I did some research, like in which engineering will all these topics be, rather than some electricity and all those light electricity. I was more interested in such topics. Then I found out these such topics I can learn in mechanical engineering. So
what you feel now? Okay, you choose mechanical engineering that point of time. Now you are satisfied with your decision or not? What you feel? What is your feeling now?
Yeah, definitely. Please? I always liked learning my subject, and I've enjoyed it. You know, in order to learn well, the first thing is you should be able to enjoy the subject.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
right.
I always did it. I did it, and I never regret my decision.
Okay. So that's a little bit about Madhu ma'am also. Okay. So now I come to the Mr. Chetan actually. So what change you feel like that time when you focusing on knowledge rather on marks? So because that's a good point you told already. So we will discuss on that. So what change you feel in yourself that when you focusing on knowledge? Yes, please.
So see, when you focus on knowledge, you will give yourself a space to think about concepts, and you yourself will involve, and like as she said, we'll enjoy the science. So we'll try to understand things and we'll think more. So that's what the freedom you get when you open up your mind towards knowledge. That's what the main point I would like to send to like upcoming generations, that please focus on the knowledge and understanding things, so that you will feel the subject, you will feel the concept. And that will make you become a better learner. And obviously, I must say that even after taking the decision of pursuing towards knowledge or gaining knowledge, still I used to get at least around 83 or 80, 84, 83% marks.
Oh.
It might be 4 or 3% lesser than my friends, but obviously, when you are with knowledge, obviously marks will come. That is it is not proportional. Like if you have marks, it doesn't mean that you have knowledge. But if you have knowledge, obviously you are going to get marks.
Obviously, and that's a great thing he told. Actually, we in our schooling time, we generally focus on marks basically, so that's not a good thing at all. If you focus on knowledge, that he said actually that you will certainly get good marks if you have knowledge, right? Okay, so Madhumay, please ask the next questions to him. Yes.
Yes, Chetan, what you have decided is really right, because it is already said, like we should always focus on our efforts and
right.
not bother about the result. That is not our concern. If our efforts are good enough, the result will obviously follow, as you said. Very nice. And okay, what made you decide, like, okay, you completed your MTech. Okay, when did you decide that you should become a scientist? Is it during your BTech or after your MTech? When was it? And what made you decide?
So, as I always said, like from my intermediate or BTech onwards, so I was interested towards ISRO. I was deeply passionate towards ISRO, and whatever things I have done in my life, so all those things are just to get into ISRO or become a scientist in ISRO.
Okay.
So
okay, what efforts did you put to plan to clear ISRO exam or something like that?
Yeah, so from BTech second year onwards, as I said, so I know that in order to get ISRO is a very well-established organization. So in order to reach ISRO kind of thing, I am very much practical that I need to get huge amount of knowledge, both theoretically as well as experimentally.
Right.
So practically. Yeah. So in my second year, so there was a professor who suggested me that you can't study or think about all the subjects in a particular semester, but try to focus on two core subjects, and try to read some standard textbooks and improve your thought process. That's what the main formula I have fixed to. And by second year and third year, I was focusing on theoretical knowledge, and slowly I wanted to gain even the practical knowledge. So that made me join with my seniors, where they were doing. You might be knowing the SAE Baha competition. So in my third year, I am a junior accompanying my seniors, working for SAE Baha 2015-19.
What is that? You are telling about?
So SAE is the Society of Automotive Engineers.
Oh, okay.
So that is a body. This one, and so they will organize competitions regarding automobiles. But this Baha is that here we will have to fabricate an all typical terrain vehicle which can like overcome any kind of off-road conditions. So during with my seniors, I have it has actually two stages. One is the virtuals and one is the finals. Okay. In the virtuals, we have to present our model. We have to do all the calculations, everything, and we have to present our model. And the panel,
I just want to interrupt you before that. We are talking about BTech project. Actually, he was doing about his BTech project, and I think he modeled one automatic vehicle. And I will put some photos and also some details here in this video and description as well. So yes, continue now, please.
Yeah, so it's an all-terrain vehicle, means it can go on any kind of off-road conditions, which we see like mud bikes and mud cars, etc.
Okay.
So when I was in third year, I was accompanying my seniors, and later I have become the captain of the team. So it was a 25-member team, and we have gone for virtuals. We have gone to Punjab, and then we got selected, and we have got an opportunity of building a vehicle, real-time vehicle.
Okay.
Absolutely. Real-time car.
Yeah.
Yeah. So me being a captain, it was very useful for me in that sense, leading my college team towards a national platform. That has boosted my confidence to next level.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
As I was telling you, I was always depressed, or I was always demotivated by the quantitative side of things, like marks and all those things. But these things made me grow upwards by the qualitative things, that these have boosted my confidence.
Yeah. Other than confidence, also how the project BTech project play a vital role in your career. Like we talk about
Yeah.
knowledge, yeah, we talk about any other things. So how it will become so important for you, please?
Yeah. So as I was telling, so I was always towards ISRO. So there were people who were not like they were asking me, don't go for it, don't go for SAE Baha. You better study for GATE or something so that you will gain good rank and you'll get some IIT or like that. But I was of a thought that as I wanted to get into some scientist kind of thing, so obviously I need a amount of practical knowledge is needed. So till that point in my life, I didn't. I don't have that much practical exposure. So that I have decided that to be the captain of the team and lead the team, so that not only gaining the practical aspect of things, but also we'll get the many core skills and soft skills during that process, like time management, financial management.
Yeah,
It was like actually 7 lakhs or 9 lakhs project. So where we have to talk with the people, being the captain, I have to lead the team, ensure them they are motivated. There will be discussions.
Okay.
So these are the things that boosts our confidence.
One question came in my mind right now, just because you did your BTech from a private college, right? It's right, Anna? Okay. So many students from those who belong to private college, actually they are not so much serious about their project, final year project. Some people give some money, so they bring some project also. So what do you want to say to those people or upcoming students of BTech? So how they have to prepare for the BTech project and how it will boost their career, right? Please.
See, that's what like the project and the main agenda of this meeting, like knowledge. See, it's the feeling you have to have towards the science or physics or anything.
Right.
So in that kind of passion, if you really want to pursue a career in science as a researcher or anything, you have to do a very good the purpose of BTech project or MTech project is that you'll explore a new dimension of life rather than getting into that classroom stuff. You'll get to know new things. You have to order many things. You have to build up something. You have to understand the physics behind it. So those are the things which you have to, as an engineer, you have to realize that. Nowadays, education has become so business that even as you told, BTech projects are being bought.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I saw many students.
That is one of the measurable aspect of science, because India needs a lot of technological brains who are technically very strong. India is such a in that situation. Needs the young minds to think towards technical things. So people need to
Okay, so I just want to ask some views of Madhu ma'am also, that what you want to say to those people like who was in their undergraduations and who are preparing for a BTech project. So what you want to say to them also, please?
Most people will be of this mindset, give money, buy projects, all this kind. Don't go with the flow. Try to be different, and out of 70 students in the class, 50 students, 60 students might follow the same procedure, but at least those students who are capable of thinking and doing on their own, they should get motivated. And even the staff also should motivate them and give proper time to guide them. Then I think it will be better. Slowly things will change then.
Yeah, that's the thing. Absolutely, that's the thing. So now we will move forward in our video meeting, right?
Just I want to add one point.
Yes, please.
During BTech, like in private colleges, people might face some difficulties, from institutions or families. But see, you have to believe in yourself.
Absolutely.
That you have to dedicate yourself towards your what is your aim or aim. So towards that, like you have to be endurant to all these kind of negative factors that are imposed on you.
It's the difficulty is everywhere, like for everyone, if it is if he is in private or he is in NIT or IIT, difficulty is everywhere. The thing only is that how much hard work you do, that will matter. That's the thing. Okay, so so we will move little forward in the meeting. Okay, so now you are in at the end of your BTech. Okay, so you have your good project into your hand now. Now you just thinking of what, like you have to do GATE or ISRO, and what about that your scientist dream, please tell.
That's what I wanted to make masters also, not to reach scientist dream. So from third year itself, I have that. I made my mind to do masters. But instead of that, I have done SAE this project, knowing that GATE is important.
Yeah.
So again, so that's why as I know that the knowledge through private colleges is insufficient to crack GATE. So I decided to join coaching. So I have undertook coaching in ACE Academy Hyderabad.
Okay.
For 1 year. And through that I got around, I think 632 or something for 1000 GATE score. So through that I got IAST Shibpur.
Okay.
And
there you meet Madhu ma'am, and first question I just want to ask, how Madhu ma'am inspired you there?
that will come during the MTech journey.
Yeah. So
okay, I have a question.
I wanted to mention one point that I never targeted for any brand like IIT or NIT, because I believed in myself that I can work hard in any situation.
Yeah, that's
why with that GATE score I joined IAST Shibpur without thinking of negative thought. And
Madhu, please ask.
Okay. Chetan, like, were you not interested in placements? Like every BTech student will be eager to get one placement and leave the campus with the job, right? So what was the situation of placements in your college, or did you opt for them or not?
From, as I told, from my BTech onwards, I have seen myself at that stage only, at a scientist stage. So I never tried to appear for any software at all. I have I don't have any interest towards software. And core also, like during SAE Baha, there was an this one, like where Mahindra and Hyundai, these kind of companies will come. And there I have tried, and so, but I couldn't clear because it was including the aptitude. So at that time, aptitude levels were very low, so I couldn't clear that. But even in MTech also, I haven't, I didn't have any interest towards these private, companies. I always wanted to be in ISRO or BARC and that kind of organizations.
Okay, so like after your graduations, didn't you try for to write the exam of ISRO and BRC and other exams?
Yeah. So that's what. So when I got 632 marks in GATE, so the next attempt was BARC. They always happen, like every year they always happen as a package. First GATE, that later it will be BARC, and finally ISRO.
Right. Yeah.
So at that time I gave BARC also, but BARC I couldn't clear. But ISRO, it was 2017, I guess, or 16. So then I have given ISRO attempt, and I got qualified in ISRO exam and ISRO interview as the first interview of my life.
So I think at that time you were in IST Shibpur, right? When you gave the exam.
By the time I received the interview call from ISRO, so I was in IST Shibpur.
Okay. So before moving forward, I just want to ask from Madhu ma'am that please tell us about IST Shibpur. The viewers who are new in this platform, please tell us about this IST Shibpur.
Okay, sure. IIST Shibpur, it was previously Shibpur Engineering College or Bengal Engineering College, and it is the second engineering college in the country. Like Roorkee, IIT Roorkee, which was Roorkee College of Engineering, was the first engineering college, and this Shibpur Engineering College was second engineering college in the country, and it has lovely campus. And it is on the bank of River Hooghly. And this is about the place. And those who are coming for BTech and MTech, they will experience the teaching of very good faculty, and it's a nice place to go for.
Nini, one thing, as you are a girl, like one thing I want to ask, what freedom for girls are there? Like some institutions provide, like after 10 you will have to be inside. Before pandemic situations.
Okay. When I joined for MTech, the time limit was less, like less in the sense it is better than many other engineering colleges. But it was 10 o'clock. Okay, 10 o'clock in the night was the last time to get into the hostel. and later on it has been extended to 12.
12, yeah. So
there is no such differentiation differentiation between girls
yes.
and boys, but just for matter of safety, this limit is being put. That's it.
But what I saw in ISS report that, and rather than other IITs and other NIT colleges, what I personally feel that there is a lot of freedom for girls there in this college particularly. Are you agree with this point?
But I think it's there everywhere, Pankaj. Be it IITs or NITs. I think this is there everywhere.
Okay.
And it is equally good in IIST.
Okay, yeah. Okay, let's come to our discussion point now. Let's Madhumam we'll start about ISRO exam. Yes. So ask the questions from ISRO. Yes, please ask.
Okay. So Chetan, can you share your first interview experience? How was it? How was the panel? And did you clear it, or did you not? Or if not, where was the weak point? What were your weak points that you've realized? Can you explain these things?
Yeah, so I got interview call only with the knowledge which is present after GATE coaching. So so I know that for cracking like ISRO kind of interviews, we have to be confident in a particular subject.
Yeah.
So I have been interested towards fluid mechanics. So fluid mechanics, I have gone through NPTEL lectures of Professor Suman Chakravarti of IIT Kharagpur. So that is where I have understood how people think at IITs or like that. How at IITs or NITs, how people will think of the concepts. So that was one initial this one for my exposure for me. And with that, I have attempted ISRO interview. And at ISRO interview, obviously, I was around 30-40% I could answer them. Around 50% I could answer them. But there were many advanced questions which I completely am unaware of actually.
What difficulty you faced? Like you were telling that you only gave 30-40% answers. So what difficulty you faced there?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Like actually ISRO will focus also on the advanced knowledge. Which is like MTech, master's kind of knowledge is needed.
Okay.
So to mostly like when I am telling about fluid mechanics. So, but at that time I was in terms of knowledge, I was not. My knowledge was only like fundamental, like BTech graduate level, not advanced level. Yeah, so like compressible flow and all those things. We are completely unaware of at that time.
Okay.
Those were the lagging points. In spite of giving a good attempt, but obviously they will check for the students who are also equipped with advanced knowledge.
Oh, so were they asking about the favorite subjects? Which subjects are your favorite subjects?
Yeah, in every interview, whatever you face nowadays, so they will be asking only some 2-3 areas of interest, and in them only they will be posing you questions actually.
Okay. So, you told what favorite subject you told at that time?
So for me, the favorite subject were fluid mechanics, heat transfer, and I think strength of materials.
You told that time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Before asking about the interview, first I want to ask little about the written exam also, ISRO written exam. So what differences there from GATE exam or ISRO exam? What are the differences are there?
See, GATE is it's a large scale exam. Like it has analytical part. Many parts are included. It's a well designed paper. But ISRO, when it comes to ISRO is like moderate to easy. This it will be ranging from in this manner. Like either it might be, sometimes it might be moderate or medium, and sometimes it might be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
and all the questions are they're very fundamental and they're very basic. They're not like too advanced like in terms in like a GATE or anything.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So if the students who are preparing for ISRO exam, so what do you want to say to them? How they prepare for ISRO?
See, ISRO focuses on the one thing I know is they'll take a scope of knowledge. It's not like GATE like you are limited within some circle of knowledge or something. No, they doesn't keep any limits for the knowledge. They will include all the subjects of graduation.
Okay.
So you have to be at least having some fundamental knowledge of all the subjects and ensure that you both informatively as well as analytically. Informative means like some kind of values or some kind of magnitudes. In GATE, they won't be asking those things. They will ask pure analytical, pure thought-provoking questions. Whereas in ISRO, they will also focus on information kind of knowledge as well as analytical kind of knowledge.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's all about ISRO exam. Let's start with the BRC exam, right? He also cleared BRC exam. So what difference you feel? Just ask from.
ISRO interview would be useful, I think.
Yes, tell me.
ISRO,
Yeah. So in the interview, there will be around seven people, I guess, and obviously they're friendly. They'll make you feel comfortable. But thing is, they expect some advanced knowledge in whatever domain you say. For example, heat transfer. I'm from mechanical, so I'm specifically telling about mechanical subjects.
Yeah.
But in other cases, they can understand their own core subjects. So whatever subjects you're posing, so in them they expect both fundamental knowledge as well as slightly advanced, and they observe how you have understood the concept.
Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, so anything you want to add about this interview? More?
That's all. Whatever I experienced, I have told you.
Okay, what were the reasons you didn't able to, like you already told, other than your advanced knowledge, other than you feel any lack of knowledge?
What I feel is I was lacking knowledge in some advanced concepts like compressible flow and etc. So in them I'm lacking knowledge, so that's what made me behind the competition.
Yes, it's anyway, destiny. The thing is, destiny want the thing only happen, right? That's the thing. Yeah.
Okay, Chetan, so you've also cleared BARC exam and attended the interview, right? So can you explain us about how the level of difficulty of BARC written exam and interview? First, let us know about the written exam.
So starting from 2016 onwards, I have been giving BARC exam. So I was focusing on only 3 exams. One is GATE, ISRO, and BARC. And none of the other exam I have any time attempted. So BARC, it is a kind of one of the toughest exams in India. What I feel is related to, I don't know about other departments, but at least when it concerns to mechanical, it is one of the toughest exams of India. So where they will club the questions and they will make very nice questions, like they will be posing very good questions. So getting a good score in BARC is I think very difficult job. People who have faced the BARC exam will be knowing that it's not so easy to crack BARC, and I'm happy and I'm also proud of myself that with that all the 3 attempts which I have gave, in all of them I could cross 100. At least I got 110 or like that in all the 3 attempts. And only one time I got selected for the interview.
Okay.
And it was during my second year, end of first year.
In masters.
So in masters, like 2017 end, I think.
Okay. Yes. So while doing your masters, you were given these exams, and how was the interview, Chetan?
So as for ISRO, as I have prepared for fluid mechanics, I also wanted to add heat transfer to this account. So I also studied hard towards heat transfer. So with that knowledge I went, but actually the interview pattern of ISRO and BARC is slightly different. It was by the time I came to a BARC interview, that was new era of interviews have started. In the new era, in earlier it used to be like a question and answer kind. They used to post some questions, you need to answer them, you need to explain them.
Okay.
But here in BARC and this new era of interviews, it is like analytical approach. They will pose you some problem, and they will they'll see how you're approaching through equations, how you're approaching the problem. That is a new era kind of this thing, and that was completely I was completely unaware of that. And when I entered into the interview panel,
yes, ma'am.
Okay. What kind of problems will they give you? Like for an example, any question.
So they'll ask you like if you are heating a beaker of water. So how the temperature will varies with time. What do you expect after some time? So these kind of linking practical aspects with the formulations.
Yeah, it's very practical kind of interview.
Analytical kind of problems.
Yes, please
so the panel is friendly and there will be one professor who is helping you. But thing is, for me, that was very new thing, that kind of pattern, interview pattern, and that made me build up the pressure. and as and when when we couldn't answer questions clearly, that pressure builds up. And when we are also facing questions from four different corners of different people, so obviously all the pressure mounts up, and because of that pressure, things which we know also we cannot answer at that instant. So that was a negative thing.
So how do you think students can handle this pressure? What should be the preparation so that they can?
In my case, I didn't made my mind towards that kind of interview pattern. But people nowadays, hello.
Yes, we are.
So as nowadays, as I told, this is a new era of interviews. Everywhere interviews, I think they are going in this manner, analytical manner. It's not a question answer based. So students can make their mind up that they have to go. They are going to do some derivations or some formulations on the board along with the panel. So they have to make their mind towards that, and they prepare to in that direction.
Yeah,
it's not kind of an informative kind like please explain about venturi meter or how it velocity increases or those kind of things. They are not going to ask. They are going to pose the analytical problems, and they see how you are approaching the problem.
Okay.
So unfortunately, you didn't also able to qualify for BSc interview. So you also faced so much difficulty or failure in your career, right?
Yeah. So almost like for 6-7 years, I didn't see any success in my life. That all my friends and whoever is with me, they all know that. There is no quantitative thing to hold that I got this rank or I got this marks or anything like that.
Yeah, that's why your journey is so inspirational for us and for viewers, right? Yeah. So, Mr. Chetan, I want to ask one more question from you. That as your journey was so long, right? So there must be so ups and downs. So I want to ask that how your family and friend play a role in your journey and how they support in between, right? Please.
Yeah. So this is important. This one, kind of journey like me. So. It includes like many ups and down times and very hard times. I was of a thought that what to do, like is my way going correctly or not. So all those things, there were many thoughts and difficulty times. In all those times, like my parents have supported me like anything, and in my case there are another two important aspects that I'm a single alone child, as well as I'm a bit sensitive. So, but in spite of all of these, they have supported me a lot. Even though I'm taking long decisions like doing PhD and all those, so they have been supporting me. And another important mention here is about friends, because there will be in our journey there will be many issues or many emotional things which we can't share with parents. So in that case, the friends come into picture. So in my case, there were like some 2-3 important friends who have been with me throughout this journey. They will be sharing all my things. Like they have replaced the fact that I don't have any sibling. So they have been so connected to me. I also request to everyone like who is working hard towards this goal to at least maintain at least 2 to 3 good, matured and honest friends. Such that one or the other day when you go through some difficult times, they are the persons who can deal with you, who can handle you. They make sure that you will come out of that. Yeah,
absolutely. So we can say that along with hard work and all the ups and downs, we must have some mental support like friends and family and all the things, right?
Yeah. The role played by parents and friends are very much important in this kind of journeys.
So we must be so thankful about your friend and your family that you are now in such a good position, right? So again, I want to ask such one more question. Like, so now you are so successful, right? You are in a very successful in your career right now. So whom you want to dedicate your journey?
Yeah, obviously it's my father and mother. So they have sacrificed a lot about me, and they have been like in spite of health issues, in spite of many aspects. They have been supporting me to make my career.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a kind of a very motivational thing. Like those who are working hard and preparing from so long, then he can take those who can take motivation from here. Okay, so this is all about the journey. Yes, ma'am. Please let's end this meeting and by saying that he joined ISC, because we will make another part of video that where we discuss about IIT's interview, PhD interviews. If you are interested to watch how he got all the IITs, like he gave 4 IITs and he is selected in all the IITs. So we'll discuss very in detailed manner in next part. So yes, ma'am. Madhu ma'am,
Okay.
you just end the meeting by.
Yeah. So Chetan, I've seen you in your MTech. You've learned CFD and all very quickly. You're a very good learner and quick learner, and I'm very happy for you because you never got demotivated because of so many failures. You can't call them failures, but still, you were going to a point, but you were not crossing that point. So that's the spirit I think everyone should have. You should not bother the result. Believe in yourself and move forward. So
Yes.
with this, we'll end this video and we'll meet in the
So
next
first,
video.
I thank you both of you to come here and just share the knowledge, right?
Thank you,
Yeah, thank you.
Pankaj.
Thank you for giving this opportunity.